needs to be found so he can be laid to rest.
This story is not like one of those logical and fictionalized films we call blockbusters. This is real life where unimaginable things happen to good people like Noel. A 6-year-old North Texas boy, Noel Rodriguez Alvarez, has been alerted by America's Missing Broadcast Emergency Response, Amber Alert, for months. And when we say months, we mean he was last seen by many in November 2022. Everybody, including national and international persons, seem to have been on the search for this young man with special abilities. But guess who is on a sweet trip to Istanbul since the boy got missing? His mother. Yes, you heard well. You definitely would like to get into the best fitting posture because this would be a long ride. With the statements from several family individuals, even up to Noel's health professionals from his welfare check, the Everman Police have been able to solidify the basis for this investigation. This case came to light after an extended family member of Noel reported to the Everman Police that the 6-year-old, who is psychologically and developmentally challenged, has not been seen in a long time. According to this report, he was last seen in November 2022, and upon further investigation, Noel is said to have missed several health appointments, which led to warning letters from the State House Services, and they remain unacknowledged to date. This warning was one of the leads to the discovery that Noel was missing. A professional in charge of speech impediments confirmed that Noel had not shown up since his last appointment on the 21st of July, 2022. Before he went missing, Noel had lived with not just his immediate family. He had lived in foster care for a few months. Noel lived with his mother, Cindy Rodriguez Singh, and his stepfather, Arshdeep Singh, and his 6 siblings, 4 biological siblings, and his 2 half-siblings, a newly born set of twins. They all lived in a small shed at the back of one Mr. Parsons' home in Everman, not more than 30 miles away from Dallas. The young champ is described by so many as a sweet soul. Mr. Parson, their landlord, often refers to him as his godson and claims to have a bond with him. His foster mother, 59 years old Miss Patricia Paris, explained how much he loves to play with cars and trucks, and how Paw Patrol and Spider-Man were his favorite during the time she fostered him for 15 months when he was just 4 years old.
It's been very stressful. Every time I pass by a wooded area or a bunch of trees, side of the road, I say, is he over here?
Even his family members added that he is always seen smiling, happy and joyful. The North Texas Police continue the nearly year-long search for missing 6-year-old Noel Rodriguez Alvarez, who is now considered a death investigation. Through the involvement of both national and international bodies, progress has been made in uncovering the cover. The Everman Police Department and their investigators have been able to work with many organizations like the Alliance for Children, the Department of Family Protective Services, the Child Protective Investigation Texas Division, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and the enforcement authorities from Mexico, and many more. Social media, broadcast and news outlets have been playing a major role in bringing various updates day in, day out on this case as well. According to his extended family, Noel was last seen in November, but wasn't reported missing until March, after a series of back and forth lies from Cindy Rodriguez Singh and her husband, which led to interrogation by the Everman Police. With extended family members about the whereabouts of their son, Cindy lied to them about the boy's whereabouts. She said that he was away, having a father and son moment with his biological dad in Mexico, while some people claimed she told them she sold him to a woman in a Fiesta market. Although all this has been proven false, the truth still remains a mystery. According to close relatives, the last time Noel was seen publicly at the hospital was around late October, after his mother gave birth to his twin sisters, and around early November when she was discharged after being considered fit to go home. They also recounted some moments of abuse they witnessed little Noel go through at such a young age. He was said to have been poisoned by his mother just a few days after she gave birth, and that made him look really unhealthy and malnourished at the hospital. You might be wondering what kind of human he lived with, and so are we. You won't believe that while the search for Noel was going on with several visitations from Everman Police Department to Mr. and Mrs. Singh, the couple were busy making plans to flee the country. Unknown to the police officers that the couple were filing and processing the passport photographs of their children. From the report given by the Everman Police Department on the case, it was discovered that on the 1st of November 2022, just some weeks after Cindy had her babies, she obtained passport photographs of all 6 children except for Noel, and on the 2nd of the same month, she applied for visas for her children, but in all of this, no provision was made for Noel. Proceeding with the report, on the 25th of March 2023, just when the police started getting hot leads on the case of Noel, the family allegedly took a one-way flight to Istanbul in Turkey, and from Istanbul to India. That same day, the police issued an Amber Alert of a missing 6-year-old Noel, although this alert had been discontinued and is now addressed as an endangerment and abandonment of a child. This new discovery led to an instant issuing of a search warrant on the property of Mr. Charles Parson, on the shed where the Singhs lived, and a felony warrant against Cindy for a second-degree felony of abandonment and endangerment of Noel. After the issuance of these warrants, drastic searches were carried out on the home where they lived, which has led to much evidence that could crack this case and give a new light to this case. The Everman investigations have carried out plans to conduct several searches to figure out if the missing boy is yet alive or not. Police Chief Craig Spencer and his team have been working with a team from Texar in 2 large areas near Everman. They have employed different techniques, both manual and technical, in searching the environment, including this property of the Singhs. The police searched a wooded area near the shed where the family was living and dug up a concrete patio that Rodriguez Singh had just recently paid for before her disappearance. Reports say she hurried for the job to be done even though she doesn't own the property. The concrete patio is said to have cost her a whopping $5,000. $5,000 on a property that doesn't belong to you, with a shed home that could barely house the family, a shed with no toilet and no bathroom. Indeed, something is fishy, and we are on the mission to find out. Stay close. The investigators dug up the concrete patio behind Charles Parsons' home, but unfortunately, the police did not find any sign of Noel Rodriguez Alvarez there. But their cadaver dogs had reacted to the location. They didn't find a corpse, but they did discover evidence indicating human remains were formerly present at the site. The cadaver dogs responded to dirt beneath the patio as well as a rolled-up carpet used at the foot of a temporary shed that was demolished before the patio was erected. It is reported by the police that Singh had thrown the carpet into a dumpster, knowing fully well that she and the family were fleeing the country. Some of the results of the search warrant have proven that Cindy Rodriguez Singh is a devoted follower of Santra Murche, and this gave insight into her behavior. While they searched her shed, they found a shrine and pictures of the dead saint with different skeletal images in black and red attire. Santa Muerte is considered a personification of death, is a cult image, and a folk saint in Catholicism and Mexican neo-paganism. It's a female divinity linked with healing and the safe passage of her believers to the afterlife. Because of its frequent association with cartels and trafficking operations, law enforcement agents instantly recognized the symbolism. According to the authorities, there is no concrete evidence to push a specific notion of what could have happened to Noel, as there are several rumors surrounding the case that Noel had been sold or he is dead. The chief officer, Chief Craig Spencer of Everman Police Department, said, "They've had a great deal of time to destroy, hide, and get rid of evidence, and we have to overcome that," Spencer explained. "However, I have faith in the investigation team, and one of the most difficult things to get rid of is data."
It's a significant amount of data that we've been able to collect, and we have to comb through each and every bit of that data. It's almost like walking into a library and trying to find one word out of a million books, and that's what we're looking for here.
The investigators say during a press release that there is no evidence that the child is dead.
First thing I need to do is I need to dispel a rumor, and that rumor is Noel has not been found. He is still missing. So I want to be very clear on that. I know that rumor's been going around on social media quite a bit, and that is not the case. He is still missing.
And there is no acknowledgement that he may have been sold, but they say at this point there is no proof that is the case. No stone has been left unturned in this case. "We are looking into all possibilities," stated Chief Craig Spencer. "We are making an effort to leave no stone unturned here."
Today marks 1 month since the initial Amber Alert for this case was issued. Since then, this investigative team has spent thousands of man-hours on this case, have followed more than 70 leads, issued more than 24 search warrants, arrest warrants, and subpoenas, and conducted countless interviews. This investigation has taken us across state and country borders. Investigators have worked to compile a mountainous amount of information, data, and evidence in this case, and we continue to build that today. Each and every single day, we get closer and closer to the answers that we all seek. Although it has been a month and we have not yet found Noel, rest assured that we have not stopped the fight. Not even close.
Following the issuance of a felony warrant for Rodriguez Singh and Singh for neglecting and endangering a child, the FBI is apparently working around the clock to locate them in India. Several witnesses have taken an interest in giving information that could lead to concrete evidence of what Noel faced as his fate in the hands of a gruesome woman who happens to be his mother. Noel was denied food and water by his mother because she did not want to change his diaper or clean him up, so he often appeared unhealthy and malnourished. Rodriguez Singh's brother, Noel's maternal uncle, informed Everman Police that he witnessed his sisters molesting Noel, who had both physical and developmental impairments. She allegedly swung her car keys at Noel because he drank water and she didn't want him to wet his diaper. It was also confirmed that Cindy neglected Noel's medical needs, as she planned on keeping the benefit from his welfare service on the basis that he had to be in isolation due to the virus from the 2020 pandemic. Noel, who was born prematurely, had several developmental challenges, so he has not been in school. He often needs medical attention and sometimes has to be on oxygen. But Cindy cares less about what could happen to her son despite his foster mum and his maternal grandmother, Cindy's mum, offering to take care of him. We guess that she already had everything planned out. Rodriguez Singh, according to Noel's grandmother, would frequently call Noel names, insult him and complain about his developmental and physical impairments. She often described him as evil and demon-possessed, believing he would harm her newborn twin daughters. The grandmother said she is currently raising 3 of her oldest grandchildren from Cindy, and that she offered to take Noel, but his mother wouldn't give him up. After the grandmother learned her daughter Cindy, Noel's stepfather Arshdeep Singh, and the other 6 of her children flew out of the country last month, she was filled with anger and rage, but all she could do was cry and ask questions, which she has yet to get answers to. I felt so much sadness, too much. I start to cry, Rodriguez Singh's mother told WFAA in Spanish. What she wants now is answers, just like every one of us.
Que la traigan.
I want them to bring her so she can tell us where Noel is. Where is he? What was the reason? He was a boy who didn't deserve the bad fortune she gave him. He was an innocent child. Poor boy.
From further police reports on April 6th, there was evidence that forced them to transition their investigation from a search for an endangered missing child to a death investigation. After previous searches near the family's home and nearby woods, Everman Police report says that they and partners, including the FBI, have been poring over data to pinpoint new locations where investigators will continue searches for Noel. After their trip, the family's truck was later found parked in a garage at DFW International Airport. From a voluntary interview with Noel's foster mum, Patricia Paris, she has been in foster care for 18 years and she showed a side of Noel that we have never seen. For the 15 months that Noel stayed with her, Noel was just like any kid, brilliant and special in his way. Miss Patricia recalled how she and her husband often reached out to his mother in case she was having difficulty taking care of Noel due to his needs, but she declined as usual. In a bid to foster the love between mother and son, Patricia thought it would be great for Noel to live with his mother, only for this to happen. As heartbroken as she was able to give a highlight of her experience with Noel when he was just 4.
That was my buddy, my cool dude.
Noel.
Look at the camera.
Not your mom. I'm Sweetie. He said, no, your mommy.
Paris was to take care of Noel and 2 other of his siblings despite knowing his hysterical medical condition attached to being born at just 23 weeks old. Paris did not see that as an issue, but as a medium to spread love. Noel required medical attention because of his breathing that he needed the pulmonologist machine for, Paris said. She further added that Noel was not capable of hurting anyone. She was the kid whom every other kid wanted to play with. He was overjoyed. He enjoyed playing. He enjoyed making people laugh. He got along well with the other youngsters. He wasn't cruel. He wasn't possessed, Paris stated. It breaks my heart to know what happened to him. My heart is breaking. I watch all of the videos I have so that I remember Noel forever. But unfortunately, Noel was placed back under Singh's care at the end of 2021, but she was allowed to keep in contact with him, mostly through FaceTime. Noel would approach me and say, "Mummy, see." He'd get up, get the camera and show me other things he was doing around the home. He was playing with automobiles and other things, you know. I realized realized after the fact that the little yellow dump truck, he forgot about it, Paris remarked, adding that she intends to keep it forever. It's very special to know that he had so much fun playing with this truck, you know, to know that even Spider-Man toys made him happy, even his Paw Patrol cup, which I purchased for him to drink at home. Paris said she'd have taken him back if she knew the abuse he was going through, or perhaps the Sings gave him back. What happened to him was not his fault. You know, she could have returned him to us. We'd have taken him, Paris explained. I'm hoping they find him, so we can finally lay him to rest. Noel was my child. I didn't have him, but since I'm so devoted to little children, he became a member of our family. He was well aware of this. Even as a preemie, he faced several challenges throughout his life. Noel deserves justice. But according to 71 years old Mr. Charles Parsons, interrogation with the police department, the landlord of the property in which the Sings had lived for decades, claims to know Cindy so well and that she is not capable of hurting Noel. He went on to address his connection with Cindy, on how they met and how they have lived together. He addresses himself as the godfather to Noel and disregards all speculations that he might be dead. Upon further interrogation by the police, it was later discovered that he had health issues and was in a hospital. Singh and her husband were supposed to pick him up, but never showed. According to Spencer, Parson is not a suspect, and there is no charge held against him. The older gentleman has been extremely cooperative with law enforcement, Spencer added. He's given us permission to search the property. He's provided all the facts that he's aware of. In the process of investigating Noel's case, it's been proven by the Everman Police Department that Noel's biological father was long deported to Mexico, even before he was born, and has never been with his son. This information has been able to falsify the rumors by Cindy that Noel was in Mexico with his father. This was proven by the Mexican authorities through interviews and search warrants. Although words from Noel's biological father have not been heard on account of finding his son, and that is really pathetic. The Everman investigators were also able to obtain new data that have allowed them to identify additional people Noel's mother and stepfather communicated with before they flew out of the country. The police department later found out that Cindy Rodriguez Singh had substance abuse issues and other legal cases. In 2020, she lost the custody of her children and they were sent to Child Protective Services, including Noel. That was when he met Miss Paris. The American authorities are working tirelessly with the Indian government to have Rodriguez Singh and her husband, Arshdeep Singh, extradited back to Texas for a proper investigation. The investigation has not really been productive, but so far the authorities have proven to be stiff-necked on the case of Noel's disappearance, and they plead with the public to come up with tips that could give a breakthrough to the case no matter how little it may be. What I do know is the fact we have a 6-year-old disabled boy who cannot be found, is missing, and the mother is refusing to cooperate with investigators to simply assure that the child is safe, and we are desperately seeking the public's assistance, Chief Craig Spencer said. From the police report, Noel has been missing for 6 months, and nobody has a clue of what he has been forced to endure. We hope that someone out there provides the police with a lead that would end this saga.